Don't see it.
We are live. Good morning. Good morning, LinkedIn. Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, and all the things.
It's
Please.
good afternoon. It's good afternoon over here. Good afternoon. Good evening. Okay, the reality is we have so many different time zones. It is good morning to you. And at the same time, it's good. It's a both and, like I always say. It's good morning for Karen. It is good afternoon for Future. And for other people that are probably tuning in right now, it might be good evening.
Yes. And probably for Future, it's not that good of an afternoon because Karen is working Future's last night.
Literally. Okay. Here, this is the deets that people aren't going to tell you about interracial sisterhood. Don't make people be like, oh, it's all great and fine. We're awesome. Okay. Just think about that friend or that spouse that you have, or maybe your kid. There are times where you're like, you are on my last freaking nerve. I love the hell out of you. And I swaddle you in love all the time. Like hearts all over the place. Okay. If we could do a reaction, hearts, hearts, hearts. And at the same time, I'm gonna come through this virtual place and literally we're gonna have a friggin' talk because I'm not doing that again. So that's where we're at. And we're here and we still love each other and we're still gonna be friends.
And we're flying to Miami on Tuesday, so we gotta make it work somehow.
Figure the crap out.
I am really looking forward to being in person with you. It's incredible. This will be only the third time that we meet in person.
I know.
And we wanted to come on here this morning and say thank you for all the people who have never been in person with us either, who really literally don't really even know us at all, and who are coming to be in person with us too. It is so amazing. And our hearts are so full. And before we came on the live, we were talking about the power of asking. You know, I have had this dream for several years of having an interracial sisterhood retreat, right?
Yeah.
I thought about it, but it seems so hard to do. And I don't know, there's so many other things that I got to do and this and that. And then Future calls me up one day in August and says, let's do an interracial sisterhood retreat this year in Miami. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And I just want to encourage everyone who's watching that if you have that dream, find the right partner and make it happen. I think it can be really hard to try to realize these dreams by ourselves. There's so much power in partnership and community.
Okay, I'm gonna give some people the deets on this conversation though. Okay, let's get real. You know me, we're truth telling over here. We ain't.
Let's spill the tea.
We're not shading that up to make it look nice and pretty. Okay, I got a whole thing of it's actually water. It's not tea. But you went into it, and then you went into your mind of all the why nots that you shouldn't do it. Do you remember this conversation?
Yes.
And I was like, what are you saying to me? What? I don't, what are you, you talked about this forever to me. And then you're going to sit here and say, no, I'm not. So, it took a little poking and prodding, and it took me like banging my head against the telephone of, I can't even believe you just said that, right? Of like the reasons why not to do it, whether it was location, whether it was time, whether it was financial, whether it was just preparation of, there was a lot of different reasons. And I think that's the power of your people too, because you know it. Okay. There's some people out there that are like, yeah, that doesn't seem like a good idea. Okay. And sometimes it will be your own family members like, what? You want to open up a business, or you think whoever's going to let you go talk and partner, like laughing at you. And that is why I sit here and always say some people will defer their dreams till death, literally. Do not be that person who defers your dream till death because you have so-and-so that are supposed to be so tight with you that they can't see, hear, and help you realize your dream.
Yes.
You have to find
1,000%.
people who are really going to say, may not see it. I really, truly may not be able to go where you're going. But at the same time, I love you and I'm going to support you. What are we doing? Here, we're riding and let's see how it goes. Because I just even remember in school, Karen, there was, so many teachers and guidance counselors and principals that were just dream crushers,
Mm,
like laughing at the kids, like, you're thinking you're going to be in the NBA or whatever it is.
that is so devastating.
Literally. So have the people that literally can have your back. And even though they may not be able to understand your dream, are in support of you growing as an individual to your own evolution to be something better and more than you are now. And that comes with asking people to support you, asking
And
people to listen.
what's incredible, we started asking, and yes, we did get a lot of no's, and we also got incredible yeses. You
Mhm.
know, we walked into these hotels without an appointment. They didn't know who we were from Adam, but Future is an incredible, incredible talker and salesperson. And they would drop everything and give us a tour and show us all around and really try to cultivate our business. And we found the perfect hotel.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it's very luxurious, it's very beautiful. And I was like, oh God, they're not going to want to work with
You
us.
did.
Like, yes, I would, yeah. And Future's like, no, that we're going to make this happen. And lo and behold, that is our hotel sponsor, and they have gone above and beyond for us. And I just cannot wait to check into that room. I cannot wait to see our participants,
Oh,
the look on their face when they walk into that lobby and see
I
what
know.
this place is all about, and how they're going to feel so welcome and so seen and respected
Yeah.
in that space. Like, I just want that for everyone.
Yeah. Advocating for ourselves and others. Empathy, encouragement is the win. It is the win. You win. You lose nothing by making people feel good. People like carry your sack of why are you carrying your sack of despair around? Like, I feel bad, so I'm gonna make everybody else feel bad too. Like, seriously, right? My buckets of joy, if I'm giving it to you, literally dumping it all over you, that you're drenched, you're like, too much joy. The reality is I don't lose nothing. I lose nothing by giving you that. It's
Mhm.
free. There's free things that are out here that people are like, I'm not giving it. So that's fine. You don't want to give it. We're giving gratitude today because we're truly blessed. It is
Yes.
amazing that sometimes people won't ask. And does the no hurt a little bit? Yeah. Okay. Let me get my tissues out. All you
Yeah,
people. I should name you.
but then it's next. Next. You
Okay.
know,
Right. It's okay.
it's okay. And some of my mentors have told me no doesn't mean right now. No means
Not
for right now.
right.
But
Not
there
never.
may be another time when it becomes a yes. But you'll never know if you don't ask.
Well, no doesn't necessarily mean a never. And I think that is the part that people need to remember. Okay. And guess what? Even if they said no right now, maybe later they'll say yes.
Yes, they'll remember.
They're
But if
like,
you
oh,
hadn't asked, you would never know.
well, I'd rather get a no than a nothing. Right?
And it
No,
goes.
no over nothing every day long. Thank you so much. Because now I'm in, at least you know who a Future and a Karen is now.
1,000%. 1,000%. And it's not only Quest Workspaces, our Kimpton Epic, our hotel partner, but Felicia Medina, employment discrimination attorney. When I said we want to do this, she said, I'm going to invest some seed money in making this happen, because
Right.
I know that women need to know our rights in the workplace, to be free of employment discrimination, to be free of wage differentials, all
Right.
of that. There's laws on the books. We can enforce those rights, and I'm so grateful that Felicia is going to be able to come and share with us
Yeah.
how to stand up for our rights. And she's just a beautiful person. Then we wanted to be in the media. We wanted to get this story out. And we sent out press releases and did all the things. Thank you, Dina Brownlee. You're so incredible for working on our pitch with us. And you know what? Quite honestly, the response wasn't that great. But Aparna Ray from Forbes said yes. And
Right.
she wrote a beautiful article about us. And not only did she put pen to paper for us and get all these fantastic quotes about the power of interracial sisterhood, she also sponsored a scholarship so that a sister could participate who did not have the financial means to come.
Well, and look at how many other self-identified women's voices were lifted in her beautiful article. Right? There were so many
Yes.
people that were lifted and had their voices heard too, that could speak to other people's hearts and minds, which is freaking amazing. Now, here's the other thing that we want to do. While we have beautiful sponsors that we've kept naming, one of the sponsors, we're going to tell you more. We're going to do a shout out. I don't want to do too many shout outs, Karen, because these are secrets for our participants too. Okay. So if I do a shout out, then they're going to know the secrecy that's coming. Okay. So we came on here saying, we're going to shout out all these people. And I'm like, let me wait until we give them what they are getting first. But what I will say is, we've had many different sponsors in the area help support us and sponsor us to pour in love and wellness, rest and relaxation to our participants, which has been so amazing. And we are going to shout out those people on the social media platform, but after all the women first, right? We can't be telling on live first before the women and the actual interracial sisterhood retreat hear and know of all those beautiful things that they can receive. So let's do that. I was
That's
like, right. I totally forgot about it, but we are going to shout out all the numerous companies and organizations in the area that said, yeah, we're going to double down and we are going to pour into you. And we want to say thank you for that.
We also want to say thank you to Carol Riddick for inviting us on Word Radio.
Right.
What a beautiful interview on Monday. Let me say, I'll try and find that link too.
Okay. So let me tell you about Carol. Beautiful human being. If you're not following Carol on Word, Word is led by somebody that we know and love too, Ashanti. And what I love about Word Radio is it is the only, let me say this again, because I'm used to being the only or one of few. It is the only Black owned and led radio station in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. And it's only 3 of all radio stations in our nation. Let me repeat that again. Only 3 of all the radio stations in our nation that is run and led by Black people and Black owned. So that's important, especially for us as interracial sisterhood, because we do realize that there is a wealth gap, and it's often towards the people who look like myself. What other things do we want to raise today for everybody?
Well, we just heard from Juicera that they're going to sponsor some. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Don't mention it. Okay. We want to say thank you to the incredible participants who are coming from all across the country. We have a diverse group across age, profession, region of the country.
Cultures, ethnicities, cultures, other abilities.
Yes, many different intersectionalities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our participants, obviously, I'm so excited to meet people in real life because
Yeah.
we had affinity spaces this week, and we wanted each of the self-identified women to meet in affinity spaces. Obviously, we held 2 different spaces, one for the global majority. Thank you to Rosemary Campbell Stevens that we keep giving shout outs to in our interviews. And Karen then obviously held it with the white women. And we have definitely said that we don't believe any of these women coming are Karens. We don't have actually another Karen coming in the group, but we don't believe these women to be Karens at all. Okay. And we believe that everybody's coming is very heart centered and truly wants and is searching and yearning for interracial sisterhood and us to see our beauty within the divides and bridge those differences and gaps that maybe we think is a difference, but there is so much solidarity and unity in all that we are as self-identified women.
Yes, it is going to be amazing. And we were very intentional. You know, this was not a retreat where you just swipe your credit card and boom, you're registered. There was
What?
an application, there was an interview, and we really got to know them individually to decide if this was the right experience for them. And it was just so beautiful to see them collectively. And I said to Future afterward, we have the right people coming to this. It is absolutely beautiful dynamics within the group, very supportive, very ready for this experience, and really looking forward to it. So I just want to thank Future too, for Future and I have very different, shall we say, modus operandi. Very different motivating factors and kind of ways of doing things. And let's just say future standards are extremely high. And it's been a fantastic learning experience for me too, seeing how you build intentionality into everything that you do and the amount of love that you give with that attention to detail and the way people respond.
Yeah. Thanks, Karen. And that's the thing, right? We've been very collectively very intentional with every piece of what we did. Even to the retreat, it's not a swipe, right? Like as much as people are like, you just want, I can't believe you're charging that, or you just want, no, we actually don't just want your money, right? We want peace. We want unity. We want wellness on our planet. We want humanity to be seen, acknowledged, heard, and loved. And you can't buy that. That's facts. So we're not just swiping your credit card type of people, because we both are very intentional about creating a space that is safe, a space where all feel like they belong, a space where we could get candid, vulnerable, and be honest to have these conversations that we need to have, to be quite honest. And that intentionality has been felt and said from numerous participants, which is nice, because every piece of what we've built has been very, very intentional.
So what we're talking about sounds awesome. We invite you to go on our website and sign up to be on our mailing list. So you will be the first person to know when we do it all again, and it will be even better because we will have learned so much from this time. But I know that this one is going to unfold exactly in the way it was intended to unfold, with exactly the right people, and it's exactly what is needed at this time. And I'm just so grateful to you, Future, for calling me up in August and talking me out of all my reasons why we should not do this.
Those limiting beliefs were running on the Instagram reels in your mind. We had to mind your mind, okay? I was like, get out of there. If I could open somebody's brain up, stop it. The reality is, though, how many of us are not asking, are not saying, I want to come to this, or go into other spaces, or press send or post because you're too in your mind. And it's a torture. You're literally sitting in your own torture chamber that nobody could see on a daily basis, because people are not choosing to mind this, which is very important, especially when you're going to be vulnerable in situations of we need equity, healing, and wellness for all of humanity.
Yes. And also, how many people are so grief stricken by the state of our world that we're sliding into despair and just like deep depression and not being able to. So I hold those folks in my heart too. It is a really, really, really hard time. And I have to say, I'm so grateful that we have this project because it gives me purpose and it keeps me going in the midst of all the grief that I feel. I'm not sliding into despair because I have something to channel that energy into that I know is really needed in this world.
Yeah, I think there's that. The other people, I obviously, I love you, even though today is not the day, okay? But I am so appreciative for you to even create this. There would be no Interracial Sisterhood retreat if you hadn't created Interracial Coalition, right? Like that's the reality. So you have to sit in appreciation of your own mind of, wow, look at what I created and envisioned for it to then evolve into what it is right now. I think the other people that I want to just say thank you to is we've had people behind the scenes sponsor, even though they're not attending. Okay. White people, FYI. And, a lot of people came together that are attending and not attending to say, here, we're going to give to you because we believe in this. And then I also appreciate the people who applied, but they're like, okay, I can't make it work this time. Put me on the list for next time. And even the people who did apply to say, hey, this is something I'm called to apply for. Maybe we were saying, okay, not yet, right? Like this, we don't think yet you're at the place of coming together with other people. And we still appreciate and say in gratitude of those people truly saying, hey, I see you all of what you're doing and I want to be a part of it. I also appreciate the no's because guess what? I'm not going to be able to call everybody up on my phone. I'm just not going to do it and be like, yeah, future will do it. You're going to face even the best, the goats out there have gotten no's. They haven't won every time. So I am appreciative to the people who said no, to be quite honest, because we need to be able to sit with that. I need to be able to emotionally regulate and then not go in the prison in my mind to a bad place from getting that no. Mm-hmm. So I'm appreciative to those people too.
Excellent. And we're appreciative to everyone tuning in. Are there any volunteer opportunities or scholarships to offset costs of the retreat? There are, but those have already been allocated for this experience. So not for next week, but we will be fundraising for more for our next one. And there's plenty of volunteer work, and we would be remiss if we did not recognize our incredible volunteers, Andrea Dunn and Randy Seidner, who went above and beyond and did so many things to help us publicize and organize and all kinds of wonderful work.
Literally. So yes, there's always room. If you're like, you know what, this ain't my thing, or I'm a guy, or sisterhood, I could be a self-identified woman, but not really. But I would love to volunteer. Okay, reach out to us because yes, we already have people working on June. So that's a yes if you would like to volunteer. If you are like, hey, I want to get involved and get on the mailing list, go ahead and sign up. Every single time Karen and I have hosted this for the last 2 years, basically, there's always been scholarships. So now can we give scholarships out to everybody? No, we can't. Unfortunately, we would love to do that. And we're still businesses that I can't give a scholarship to my cell phone bill or my light bill. That's not how that works. So as much as to like give my volunteer hours to somebody, they will laugh at us.
I can't call T-Mobile and say, would you like an interracial sisterhood workshop?
Right? They don't really want that. So we give out a certain percentage of scholarships, and we also look at how much funds are given to us by people to give people scholarships, while also in addition, we give our own money to do it because we truly believe in this work. So thank you for that question.
And on that note, I think we're going to have to wrap for today. And thank you to everyone for joining us. Who knows? Maybe we'll do a quick one a week from today when we are in person.
Maybe.
Hello.
Or we will at least do a post and send everybody will get like pictures and stuff so you know what it looks like. I just want to see everybody's face when they come into the welcoming on Thursday night. I think it's going to be pretty cool because we know the location and we know the excellence that Kimpton Epic has brought every single time we've encountered and had interactions with them. So we're really excited for them to go there and then to go to the boardroom space at Quest Workspace to just be by water and feel really good about ourselves.
Thank you all for tuning in.
Be well.
Bye now.